Good morning. How's everybody doing this fine day? Not quite as beautiful here today. I mean, still as beautiful, but not quite as blue skies. You can see the difference in the light, can't you? It's quite interesting compared to yesterday how bright and light it was. And oh, you need a wee bit of cloud cover as we get in Scotland, but it's still dramatically gorgeous. Every morning I just wake up, get the fire on, and just think how blessed and lucky I am. And the people that have been coming here, it was always a bit of a, risk, is that the right word? To start something like this in Skye, which, let's face it, is not demographically handy for a lot of people, but it's been absolutely amazing that so many people have come here. And I obviously get the enormous benefit of the land. And in our kind of culture, we don't really understand, mostly, I know some people do, but a lot of people don't understand the power of the land to help you feel better. You're pretty much aware if you go on holiday and you're looking out at the sea and you're looking at beautiful views and sunsets and sunrises, that you're like, yeah, this is nice. But just in Scotland, the power of the land for healing is it's absolutely mind-blowing. So I wanted to talk this morning about being programmed because I think it's such an interesting concept, because we know we've got lots of habits that we do have and do, that perhaps some that are very handy and some that maybe aren't quite as handy. So it's kind of, when we come to the subject of healing, whether it's on a mental, physical or emotional side, what we have to do is do different things. And of course that therein lies the problem, because it's the C word, change. What can we change? If we want to do things, if we want to see different things, we need to do different things. And that there's a whole load of protocols, as you know, if you've already been following Heal Scotland, that we promote, that are free and that can make from small changes to quite dramatic changes in your health if you do them for long enough, which is always the thing. The body, if you're losing weight and going to the gym, you don't expect to see results in a week. You would know that you've got to be in for months and months. And healing's the same. And that's what makes it exhausting and confusing. And am I doing enough? Am I doing it right? But much more fascinating to me is the limiting beliefs around the body. And that comes from the programming. And they say that the beliefs that we really hold on to are usually the first ones, the early ones. And you can see that quite clearly with religion. There's also, and I'm not bashing religion because I actually envy the faith that some people have in God, regardless of what that looks like to you. So it's not the religion per se. It's not the idea that you have a strong faith. I think that's a really great idea. But it's when beliefs have been put in there that are man-made, literally, to keep us controlled, to keep us in shame and guilt and fear, which is what can happen. And, having done a lot of letting go work for 20 years, if people have got very strong faith, they very often are just not willing to let go because it can be seen as the devil's work. That suffering is a part of growth, which, there's definitely an element of truth in that. Most of us grow through the suffering that we suffer. But when we start to look at programs, and it's been interesting, talking about the COVID vaccine, which has caused so much havoc in our health. And even if you didn't take it, I didn't take it, but I got the infection or whatever it was, got a flu. And I was obviously around people that did take it. So I've got the shedding, so I've got the spike proteins, and, we're all interconnected, and we're all feeling each other's pain, whether we know it or not. It's all, good morning, how you doing, Tony? We're all feeling each other's, and we're all sharing whatever the hell it is that's been put into our environments. And it's not just that, there's loads of stuff. Because of biofeedback, we can see AIDS, SARS, avian flu, the list goes on. I don't even want to bore you with it because it really doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned, because there's nothing we can do about the past. But what we can do is we can look at our programming. And it seems to me that it's almost, morning Katie, it seems to me that almost we're in two camps, people that believe in the system and will fight and bring you down and die to protect the system, which is really interesting watching RFK, who simply wants to get rid of the chronic disease pandemic that Americans have, and how he's getting absolutely annihilated for that. I can't understand it. Why would you not want to be healthy? Why would you not want your kids to be healthy and well? And why would you not want unbought and unpaid for science from real, true, genuine humans that do not profit from you being sick? That blows me away. Why would you, we all know we've all been affected over the last few years by people that have not been well. It doesn't just affect the person who's sick, it affects everyone around them. And, we had the vaccine injured group here with their partners. And, the suffering just ripples out. See my brother, what's happened to him, it breaks my heart. And regardless, it broke my heart when Joanna was dying of leukemia, broke my heart when Danielle was dying of leukemia. And the reality is right now that we have this one system, one point of contact. What can you get there? Drugs and surgery. That's it. We don't have all the plethora of things that I can never guarantee that somebody's not going to die. But can we make the days that we have left a lot more fun and peaceful? Absolutely we can. And the fact that we're Great Britain, it's an actual joke. We're so far behind in so much of this stuff, but it's all driven by us, the people. The thing is, because we only have that one point of contact, you get unwell, where do you go? Unless you're rich and educated, you're going to go back to the doctor because that's all that's on offer. And even if the doctor completely knows you've got to change your diet, and a lot of people, a lot of doctors do, they're amazing, they're prescribing the lifestyle medicine. But if you've got addictions and stories and anxiety, you need we need other things in our communities to teach people what to do and how to, even the whole story around the COVID jabs is horrible. It's like, well, everybody that came here has survived, right? So we have to go to, what are we going to do from here? And regardless of whether you've just had a lot of cancer treatment and it's not worked, whether you've had a lot of drugs for autoimmune disease and they've not worked, the drugs and the surgery don't work for a lot of people. And that's the people that come to me when the system has nothing else to offer. But what I'm saying is, why don't we start doing this stuff before we get there, before we get too sick, when it becomes a real chore, when you can't cook your own food, when you can't do your own shopping, when you don't have the brain power, because that's the other thing that happens with not just long COVID, but with a lot of autoimmune is the foggy brain. And John Angus and I are talking about this a lot, about the food, John's food and the diversity and the fibre and the quality, the colours and the simplicity of making it. And also it's cheap to make, which we know it has to be in order to instigate change. It's almost like the chicken and the egg. If you cannot get the food right, then it's much more difficult to make great choices for your cells and your body. And we have had the piss ripped out of us with food. The government, they've not got a clue. I just don't even think they're evil anymore. I just think they're completely and utterly ignorant. And it doesn't serve them because all the money's coming from these big companies. Do this, sell this. And the very fact that it's cheaper to eat non-foods and processed foods than it is to eat the food that God gave us or Mother Nature gave us, what is that about? So I'll get to the point. So programming, if we're programmed well, yeah, the supermarket, don't get me wrong, nobody loves a good supermarket more than me. But once you start reading the labels and seeing where the foods come from, well, as my friend Neil would say, Neil McEnroy, the money is getting scooshed out of your community, and we're buying food from other countries, which, yeah, it might be cheaper. Yeah, you might be able to get oranges or whatever it is you want, lemons out of season. But not only is that not a great idea for your health, it also means that you're not spending your money in your community. This is really basic. And, because we've been fed this big consumerism, oh yeah, look, and this is great, oh, you vitamin C, vitamin D, splitting all these vitamins up, all these minerals up, sell, sell, sell. And that's happened in the allegedly alternative world as well. We just, instead of selling you drugs, they're selling you vitamins. It drives me insane, because if we had good soil, you wouldn't need all that. If we had good food, you don't need to buy anything. So let me get to the programming. Why is it? Why would it be that we wouldn't want to be healthy? And why would it be that after the last 4 to 5 years that we would trust in our politicians and in our big tech companies? All the social media platforms, corrupt as hell, getting bought and paid for, getting told what to say and holding things back. And because most people are busy and very often tired, they just believe what's coming in via the TV and the BBC. Let's face it, oh my God, how much have they lost respect? But maybe this is what had to happen. And maybe us, instead of going, oh, that's good for me, is sinking into the body and asking your body, your cells. This is not completely new, because Eastern and Asian cultures have known about this for a long, long time, that we work with the elements, that we are the elements. And, what we're teaching here at Heal Scotland might be a bit of a stretch for some minds if you're still logged into the doctor fixes me paradigm, and that the body is just a meat suit and things are terminal and you cannot fix yourself, and all of this nonsense. That there's the innate intelligence inside every single one of us. The only thing that you need, not a postcode, not a handbag, not a whatever else, a watch, not all the things that we were led to believe made you worthy. What makes you different and when you will get the result is this. And that's where the programming comes in. We've been dinged, as Jason Vale always says, this is good. A Mars a day helps you work, rest and play, over and over again. These adverts, that's an extreme one. I think most people understand Mars bars are not helping you work, rest and play. But some people still are. And then you've started a habit, Diet Coke, another, oh my God, I cannot wait until they get sued for all the autoimmune issues that they cause. But again, 1 calorie, it means you can get that taste without putting on weight, which is absolute lot of shit, obviously. And anybody that's had a Diet Coke addiction, I used to love it. And then I realised what it was doing to my digestive system, and it's just poison in the body. So, but our government's allowed all these things to be put upon us, and they've subsidised the processed foods. So our programming, conscious and unconscious programming, is what is, if you look at us and the level of disease that we have, and the fact that there are no drugs and no, you can get your knees replaced and your hips and whatever else, you can get all that replaced at some point, and that may be relevant for you if you're past the point of no return. But what we are saying is you can keep your joints healthy. You can keep your digestive system healthy. I'm doing a course on autoimmune and gut health. A week on Monday it starts. So come along. I'm going to be beaming out all the information free, live. And I'm going to be recording it as well for people that maybe need to watch it over and over again. You go to Heal Scotland page or YouTube channel, you'll see everything that we've ever recorded. There's more information than you could ever possibly need. But what we need is action now. We need people that are actually willing to take action that are fed up with it, getting the piss ripped out of them, getting fed up with the story that you're powerless, fed up with listening to bullshit propaganda that does not serve you and your cells. What happens when you start to wake up to the lies that you've been fed and the lies around your body? Oh, you're going to die. Oh, really? Is that right, aye? Who is listening to that anymore? It is, you go and watch Joe Dispenza's documentary and you will see that the people on there have been lied to. You take on these prognoses, that is at your own risk. If it is just, it drives me insane, the completely draconian dinosaur language they use around your body. Why do we even get sick? A lot of that is because of the program. Oh yeah, you need an expert, you need a scientist, you need somebody way cleverer than you to work out why you're sick. Do you really? What makes us sick? Well, genetics plays a very small part, because we know now we can override the genetics. The programming that you are powerless, that may be your biggest problem. We've been programmed to believe that somebody else has to fix us. Yeah. And more now people are going, and usually it's poverty, right? You don't get enough money to fix your car, fix your washing machine. You just go online and you go on YouTube and you find a way to do it. And that's what we're doing. We're taking our power back. Well, I can just buy that and fix it. My daughter does that with her boat. Brilliant. Great if you can get somebody, if you've got money and you can pay somebody else to do it. But we're learning, we're educating. We're no longer giving our power away to people that will charge you 100 or 200 quid to tell you it can't be fixed. This is what we're doing, and it's the same with the body. Who are you giving your power to? Is it somebody you absolutely trust that has a holistic overview of your life? What have you been through? My friend's mum went to the doctor, and I'm talking 70 years ago, and said she was depressed. The doctor gave her money because he knew she was struggling with money. That'll help you. That's healing. That's help. That's listening. Not giving you a pill because your life is so difficult and because your body's so heavy and fatigued and painful that a pill can fix that. Because it can. Can it? If I was in pain, I would take a painkiller. So don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying there's not a time and a place for pharmaceuticals. I'd like to see a world where there isn't. That's where I'm going. These companies are so corrupt, and the people that support it, because it's just, say that and I'll give you some millions. Bernie Sanders, I was devastated to see he'd taken 5 million. You know, their personal wealth is huge. How can you trust people that are getting 5 million? That's why I'm absolutely adamant. I don't take any money from Heal Scotland. I'll maybe take expenses to pay things for my petrol going places, but I do not take any money out of that charity, because if I have an agenda, i.e. to get your money, you can't trust me. And for us to, and it's quite a controversial way to look at it, let's say, but the minute money comes into it, there's an agenda. I want your money, pay me money, and I'll tell you how you can get better. Seriously? If I know things that can help you and I'm not willing to tell you and share that with you, I'm in a lucky position. I know that people have bills to pay, so I'm not saying you shouldn't be paying people if you can afford it. But what I'm saying is the people that can't afford it, you know, if you cannot afford to get well because you're limiting beliefs around who you are, and that you need to be rich in order to heal, you need to go on a retreat in order to heal, you don't. Is it helpful? Is it nice? Yes. And we're going to be looking again next year, and we're looking for altruistic people with venues to give us it for just maybe 2 or 3 days as a gift to the people who need it. And I'll rock up for free and I will teach you these things. I'm teaching people anyway. You can go online, you can go on all my channels and get all this information for free. But the reality is it's much nicer to do it in person. So we're looking at ways of how we can get this information out and how we can create communities within communities, so that there's everything I teach, I know other people that teach it, but people that are willing and able to come and give you the information. And if you can donate a £5 or a £1 or £500, happy days. And yes, you will get people that'll take a wee bit of a lane of that. I don't even care about that anymore. Come and benefit from the pure magic that Heal Scotland is spreading. And that is that you are powerful, but also we are all programmed. So for a while, I fell into the fear around the vaccines. Oh my God, what about this and the spike proteins and this and that and the next thing and all the symptoms and yada, yada. I did, because I was looking at my brother and I was looking at other people I won't mention and going, that's directly because of that product being injected into the body. But now I'm just like that. No, don't get bogged down in the fear. Don't start thinking, well, that's it, it's game over, because it's not. It's absolutely not. There's still so many things that you can do, but what can happen is when you're feeling really low and really tired and in a huge amount of pain, very, very difficult to believe that you can get out of it. And as somebody who lived with chronically sick people for 3 months, I know that level, and that's why you have to be careful with groups, because the groups can bring you down. Because everybody's going, this is pointless, I've been trying things, and have you really? You know, the body can take months to respond, and this is the challenge again. We don't get better in a few weeks of changing your diet. We'll give up. That's what so many people do. Whereas when you realise, no, small and often, little and often wins the game. Just gently, gently, gently add in, take some stuff out and add a few things in, and gently work your way up to a diet that will absolutely support your healing. Your body is incredibly intelligent. It made you. You don't need to do anything. You need to just get out the way and stop filling it with shite, eating shite, thinking shite, believing shite. All of that, believing that you're not powerful, believing that it's game over. No, nothing could be further from the truth. And when you watch The Source, Joe Dispenza's documentary, you will see people went there not even really thinking of what was going to happen, wanting it to happen, but maybe at some level, even for Joe, not fully understanding the unbelievable regeneration capacity of the body. A woman that grew back, had her thyroid removed and it grew back, but not only did it grow back, it functions. And the girl with cystic fibrosis, so what a beautiful message coming from that community, because definitely I believed there was nothing you could do there. And obviously allegedly terminal cancer, I've known for a long time, that's a lot of crap too. I'm not saying people don't die of cancer, of course they do. But a lot of that is caused because they're programmed to believe everything they're told. And if you're not doing your own research, of course you would believe that, because that's the information you're going to get. But you're getting the wrong information. We're getting the wrong information about a lot of things. Now, I'm not here to blow sunshine up your ass, because I'm not telling you the healing journey is easy, because it's not for a lot of people. You're having to change your diet. You're having to change who you hang out with, change your mindset, and and also you've maybe got a body that's not performing the way you would love it to. But what I'll tell you right now is that faith faith is the thing. And how do you get faith when you don't have any, when it's been battered out of you by everything you're listening to? And the other thing that you'll find is well-meaning others who are scared. If you get a diagnosis or a prognosis, everybody gets fear and everybody wants you to do what you're told. And therein lies another huge problem, because when you ask your body, not an expert who doesn't even know you, to tell you what's wrong with you, you're going to get a story that may not serve you. But when you do what Kelly Turner did her PhD on, people listened to the voice inside their head, and guess what that is? Your inner intelligence, your intuition. And that may be going against the grain completely. And when you're willing to listen into your intuition and literally follow your heart, you have to get rid of the programming, because the programming will be telling you something completely different than what your heart is, and that's where your faith comes into it. So let's have a look at the programme. What is your programme around your power? Can you just welcome any limiting stories that you've taken on? Oh, you can't heal yourself. You're not clever enough. You're not well enough. Your body's different. It doesn't have that healing capacity. All the bullshit that you've taken on. Maybe you've taken on some of it. Maybe it's lingering in your subconscious. Who am I to believe that I could defy the odds? And a lot of people that survive and defy the odds, they've not even thought about defying the odds. They've just thought, oh, I'll just enjoy today. I'll make today nice. And then they get another day and another day because they're not fixated by death and suffering. And that's a big thing. So welcome all the stories, all the programs you've been given by well-meaning others. That you're not powerful, that you're not enough, that couldn't be you that gets the miracle of healing. It's not even a miracle, it's just a natural, organic process. So bring the whole story in, all the limiting beliefs around it. But, all the buts and all the whys and all the trying to figure it out. Welcome the whole limiting three-dimensional story around who you are, and then just let it go. Set it free. Let the whole pile of bullshit go. Whew. That's nice, isn't it? Let the lies go. And welcome all wanting control, security, approval, approval, separation and oneness. And then just let all of that go too. Now, let it all go. And welcome all trying to figure it out. How do I do it? How long do I have to do it for? All the trying to figure it out. What if it doesn't work? All of that. Welcome all of that. And then just let it go. Set it free. And welcome any feeling that it's personal. Why me? Why not me? Welcome all feeling that it's personal and that you're a victim of the stories and the concepts you've taken on from very often well-meaning others. Welcome all of that. And then just let it all go. Just for a second, see how it feels. Welcome all feeling of waiting. Waiting for the body to deteriorate. Waiting for the body to get better. Waiting for your anxiety or your beliefs to change and move. Waiting for whatever you're waiting for. Welcome all feeling of waiting and then just let it go. Set it free. And then welcome all wishing it was different. Wishing the body was different. Wishing I was different. Wishing you were different. Wishing the people around you were different. Wishing your choices had been different. Whatever you're wishing was different. Welcome all wishing it was different. And then just let it go. Let it all go. How does that feel? And can you welcome the vision of you being powerful, so full of power that you're expanded way out into the universe? So full of potential and possibility that you are absolutely free from other people's points of view, free from the confines of the past and the trappings of the medical model, free from all wanting approval from anyone, and free from the past. Unhook your wee talons, stop dragging the past around, let it go, and look forward to the new story, the new way to be, see, have, and do. The new way to perceive. What if I could completely heal? What would it take for me to believe in the miracle of healing? I like the word miracle, but it makes you think that, well, I couldn't get it. So it's not a miracle, it's quantum physics. It's the understanding of the quantum world that helps you to understand that we communicate, we are part of the field, and we communicate with the field, whether we like it, or not. And that the field has the blueprint for healing right there, and we can tune into it or not. It's a choice. So see yourself running, jumping, skipping, healing, trusting, surrendering to the power within. Because the only person that can stop you is you. And suffering can be changed. We can ease our own suffering by changing what we think, what we say, what we feel, and what we do. And I can teach you how to do that. Come in the autoimmune and gut course. Come in the wild energy course at the end of the month, end of February. Go on my YouTube channel. Go back into the Heal Scotland page and Facebook and get all the stuff there. It's all there. It's all out there for you. All you need is a desire, a resolute desire to change. You can believe anything you want. You can believe you need Big Pharma. If that suits you and serves you, happy days. If you believe that the powers with the plant, that food is your medicine, then I'm your man, woman. So tune in and tune up. Change your own vibration. Let's finish with a little tap. Even although I used to believe I was powerless, and even although I've been told things that made me feel bad, made me feel weak, made me feel powerless, and even although I've believed things that didn't really serve my soul, didn't really serve the mystery of the human, and even although I've taken on a whole load of bullshit from others, even although they were well-meaning, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. Even although I used to believe that I was powerless, even although I had no idea about the electromagnetic side of the human, and even although I didn't understand that my thoughts, my feelings, my words, and my perceptions were changing my health, I had no idea that my biography, my story, becomes my biology. Nobody told me. But even although I believed all of that rubbish, garbage, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. And I'm now open to letting go of everything that no longer serves me. All limiting beliefs around whatever choices I have made. Vaccine, COVID, long COVID, all the stories, cancer treatments, pharmaceutical drugs, all this stuff that I used to believe that I needed. in order to heal, in order to be well. And I'm letting go of all limiting beliefs that I need some kind of expert in order to heal. I'm waking up to the truly incredible power within, the divine spark that made me, the divine spark that still resides within me. I have the power to let go all of the programming and conditioning and to literally allow the cells to rearrange themselves back into harmony and balance. I have the power to heal myself. I have the intelligence within me. I'm letting go of all the limiting beliefs and all the bullshit that I have taken on, consciously and unconsciously. I'm waking up to the divine spark within me. I am a powerful energy being, and I am healing. I am healing. Woo! Nice deep breath in. Take your eyes from side to side. Dislodge any of the old programs of down. Yes. Feel. How does that feel? We are learning to get up and down the emotional scale. We don't need to get stuck in it. Let me know how that feels. Let me know if you want to come to Sky in February. Another brilliant course. They're all brilliant. I'm not singling any out. I'm absolutely passionate about every single teacher that comes here. That's why I'm allowing them to come here, because they're all on a par of excellence and they're all doing incredible work in their own communities. But Gary Young from the Mindfulness Enterprise, if you are suffering from anxiety and limiting beliefs, then that's a great experiential retreat, because what he'll do is he'll just take you through exercises. And what we're doing is we're reprogramming, we're rewiring, we're changing our perception gently, slowly, where it's neuroscience. And Gary has just got a beautiful calming presence himself. He is just the perfect leader for that. So that's the Mindful Enterprise. It's in February as well. Look at the Heal In page. I can't remember all the dates, I'm sorry, but yeah, let me just put that into the... Check out the Heal In. I've also got Giovanna coming with Bathflower Remedies and the huge flowers to heal us. Yeah! How good does that feel? Feels illuminating for my soul. Yes! That's what we like to hear. The Julias are coming. They'll have mate and heart-opening ceremonies. You need to talk to them first before you can book on. But another parapsychologist really doing incredible work. Me here doing the autoimmune and gut, and then I've got the wild energy at the end of the month, and then Jennifer Main with data healing. What we're really insistent on at Heal Scotland is that you go home with information that you can use yourself. We don't want you dependent on us. We don't want you dependent on an expert. We don't want you needing to come back here to be well. We need to set these places up within your community. We're looking for places to run workshops, festivals, to get this information out to the people of Scotland and beyond. We're just starting in Scotland. Hi, Katie, how you doing? Yeah, exactly. Just, it's all about allowing, let the energy flow and see. When your body is a big lie detector, but when you're programmed, and we will hang on to our beliefs and we want to be right because we want you to be wrong and all of that, it's so apparent right now. And I think it's so interesting watching the American system, because you're like, for me, it's just people making a total fool of themselves, because if I want to bring you down to make me look good and I want to catch you out, I mean, that's such an outdated model that people are so tired of. if we can't have an honest, transparent communication around what's going right and what's going wrong, why would you not be allowed to question the vaccination programme? Where along the line is enough vaccinations? Do you believe that you take more and more medicines to make you healthier? Or do you understand that the body will always be striving for balance, and maybe you can manage symptoms on the odd occasions? There's nothing wrong with getting sick. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. In fact, probably if you're really well, you will get sick on the odd occasion. It's not getting well again. And also buying into the belief that what's going on in your body is incurable, because I'll tell you that right now, that's absolute bullshit. The potential for everybody to heal is there. This is the only thing that stops you. And if you're getting told it's incurable, it's aggressive, it's terminal, we need to get away from that language, because most people will believe that. And what we're saying is it's simply not true. There's enough people now, there's a critical mass challenging that narrative. So that's where I want to go. I don't know about you. Anyway, thank you for joining me. You know how you can help me spread the word. Let everybody know about the free stuff. We're still intermittent fasting, the power of taking the food out at night. We're looking into things like sugar addictions and carbohydrate addictions, and that can really inhibit healing as well. But the power of the mind. And what we want to do is we want to be able to look, and this is what we're going to be doing at the autoimmune, the parasites, the worms, all the fancy dancy names that they've got for these little critters that live on and in us, and how they can steal your minerals, and how when you have a severe mineral deficiency, it's almost certainly something in there that's eating the minerals. Because even a great diet, if your fungus is out of control, if your gut is leaking, and you don't understand how to make sure the gut gets sealed, allergies, all of that stuff, it's actually quite simple. And I'm going to be going over all of that in the autoimmune and chronic disease retreat. Remember, we've got concession forums. Some people are paying it up. Some people don't want to take it for free. I've got no problem with that, because all, as I keep saying, is your desire for change and your desire to open your mind to the new ways of being. We have to take the money out of healthcare. We have to have this information available free in our communities. We have to have community centres where people breathe. And I mean, the cold water is already happening all over the country. It's amazing to see. But we need breath work. People need to understand about meditation, closing your eyes and shutting up for 20 minutes a day, what that does for you. So free stuff that when we do it together, not only is it more fun, it is far more powerful, because collectively, when we swarm together with the right intention, which is the best for everyone, hey ho, watch the magic occur. Right, I'm away. I'm going to meet Chris and wee Bodie's wee boys here as well, and his partner. So I'm going to see them, and we've got Effortless Running. Again, if you get a chance to join in with what Chris is doing. I know the word running probably puts people off. I ended up again by default at his retreat because I was doing the food, and my God, as a PT, as somebody who's been into fitness since I was 18, I absolutely love this way of running. It's simply a technique that we can all use. And obviously running, it's great for your bones. It's free. And you don't need to do it for hours on end. You can do 20 minutes. Thanks, Katie. Listen, have a wonderful weekend. You'll probably not see me again now till next week. We've got my pal Karen's arriving today, Kaz Conville from Elevation Soul Sanctuary. She's still got a couple of places if you want to come and join us for the week. Starts on Sunday for the whole week. Really, that's when the work gets done. You can get in there and just get all the old shite right out. In with the light, out with the shite. Huge love to you all. Chat soon.